Hello, Saseni. Today I just saw something that really bothered me pertaining Africa. Africa, why? Why Africa? Why does things that pertains Africa, things Africa should be able to deal with? Why is it that things that Africa people, Africa leaders, kings, queens, fathers, mothers, men of God, chiefs, everybody, they can deal with them in Africa, in their own countries, in their own regions, in their own villages? Why do they have to leave Africa and they go to Washington, D.C.? I saw on the news, BBC, that they are saying that the long-awaited deal between Congo and Rwanda has been signed. A deal has now been agreed between Rwanda and Congo. Why did it have to be in Washington, D.C., in the U.S.? Are there not enough men and women that have brains? Are there not enough leaders that can actually sit at the table if two countries or if two regions are, having problems, or they are fighting, or there is issues? Are there no leaders in Africa that can sit? Are there no countries that can mediate? Why couldn't South Africa be the place where that, deal could have been signed? Why not Egypt? Why not Morocco? Why not Tanzania? Why not Nigeria? Why not Namibia? Why couldn't they come to Kenya? Why couldn't they not go to Burkina Faso, to Captain Traore, Ibrahim Traore? Why does it have to be in the US? When is Africa going to rise up? When is Africa going to wake up? This should stop. Africa has potential. They have everything. They have men and women that are clever, that can deal with things, that can pray, that can talk about things, that can sign treaties and deals. It doesn't have to be in Western countries. Or, not unless we do not have men and women who can do anything without stealing. Could that be the case? That this had to be done in the US because Africa countries will always think about stealing? That is painful. It is very painful that something that pertains Rwanda and Congo, two countries that are kind of in East Africa, it has to be dealt with thousands of miles away in the US. It's a shame. It's really a shame. And I think African leaders need to rise up. They need to understand that the time has come for Africa to stand up and be counted. Men and women, presidents, kings, queens, chiefs, leaders of Africa must rise up and make themselves count. Countries should be powerhouses and ready to put themselves out there to be mediators. Things like this should not be dealt with in the US. No, Africa soil. Issues pertaining Africa needs to be dealt with by Africans. African problems can only be sorted, dealt with by African people. If Africa is waiting for the West to come and sort their problems, they are lost. And it's about time they rise up, they wake up, they stand up and be counted and deal with their own issues. That's it. So it was a sad morning for me to see this on BBC, that the long-awaited deal between Rwanda and Congo has now been signed in Washington, D.C. What a shame. Of course, it's a good thing that at least now there is peace, and whatever treaty or whatever they've signed they've signed. But it is a sad thing that it had to be done in the US, where else there are many countries, there are many palaces, there are many state-of-the-art conferences, places where people could have come together and sat down and discuss and deal with these things. It didn't have to leave Africa. That's all I'm saying. It could have been dealt with in Africa. It should, and it must in the future. Things like this must be dealt with in Africa, because Africa has got the potential. We don't have to wait on the US. That's all I'm saying. African leaders, wake up and be counted. And if you are old, go home. Allow young people to take power. Don't just hang on presidency seats and you're just old. You can't even see, you can't hear, you can't walk. African presidents retire. Allow young people to take over. The time is past, it's gone. We need young people to take over Africa. It's as simple as that. I said it right here. Yeah, I said it. I'm out.